Our faculty and staff believe in work, hard work, and they truly exhibit a spirit that is not afraid.
War Eagle.
Go crazy, Cadillac! Go crazy!
I mean, who don't want to come to Auburn?
Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back! Auburn wins!
We're about excellence and innovation.
This is Auburn being Auburn.
I believe in Auburn.
War Eagle.
And love it.
Listen, we're a football school, but we're also an everything school.
War Eagle Auburn fans, and welcome back to the Everything Auburn podcast, which we record right here from the Heyday Market on the Plains. I'm your host, Auburn Communications Director Preston Sparks, and this is the place for learning all about the amazing people, places, traditions, and work, hard work, that sets Auburn apart from the rest. Seinfeld was a show about nothing, but this is a podcast about everything, everything Auburn. With this segment, we're going to jump right into the world of gaming and how Auburn is providing a unique digital experience for its students in the Harold D. Melton Student Center. We have James MacElroy, president of Auburn Esports, with us to talk through the many gaming offerings now available on campus. Thanks so much for being here today, James.
Of course, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I love any opportunity I can get to talk about something I'm passionate about.
Well, let's jump right in. Kind of talk about your role as the president of Auburn Esports. Detail for us a little bit about what esports is and how that is being offered here on campus.
Well, esports basically is just competitive video games. You know, there's a lot of different video games, both casual and a little bit more hardcore, and esports specifically focuses on the competition within those more, competitive titles. On campus, like we said, I'm president of the Auburn Esports Club. We offer 11 different games that we compete in, and we also offer, a community, more casual side where we just talk about play games to relax and chill. We've got a lot going on. We're always hosting events, whether it's online or offline.
So esports is just one component, right, of a new state-of-the-art game room that launched earlier this year in the Melton Student Center, I know. Can you detail for us some of the other great offerings there?
The brand new state-of-the-art esports room is super cool. They have over 40 high-end gaming PCs. There's 35 Xboxes along with a couch co-op area for people to play like Nintendo Switch and just kick back. There's also some throwback arcade machines, 2 live streaming booths, and of course the esports stage for our Auburn's more competitive gamers. I'd like to give a huge thanks to Taylor Dulesky from Student Affairs as well as the guys at Game Lab for making that game room a reality.
It's a really cool space. I walked through that recently. I was amazed at all the offerings, the cool lighting, the number of students that are there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a happening place, right? And there's even a cool streaming studio for things like this, I understand, podcast. Can you talk about just how big of a hit this game room is with students?
It's been a huge success. From our teams, hosting practices and matches in there and stuff like that, to casual players just sitting down for a game in between classes. It's definitely been something that we are super proud to say we have at Auburn. And I think that everyone, including Taylor Dulesky, has been super surprised by how well the project has been perceived, as well as how much use students have been getting out of the game room.
And we talk all the time at Auburn about how the student experience is paramount. And so it's really great to hear that about, sort of how popular that new offering has been. Mm-hmm. What do you think this new game room says about that Auburn experience?
Even though Auburn is a huge place with a ton of students who all, like different things, everyone's able to find a space that they can enjoy being in and where they can be around people of similar interests. And furthermore, that Auburn is trying to listen to students and say, hey, we know that y'all are interested in this, so we're going to put some effort into giving y'all some more opportunities to explore it on campus. So it's been a really positive experience for everyone involved.
So let's turn back to esports, one of your favorite topics, I know.
Of course.
How's your game been lately? Tell us a little bit about why you love esports so much, and then how did you get into this?
I got into gaming probably in middle school when I built my own, my first computer to play some games with friends. But then I really turned and discovered the competitive side of gaming, and I realized that I love to compete. Always wanted to improve and get a little bit better, and that really sparked my interest for competitive gaming. Esports, particularly, I started in high school. I was the president of my high school's esports club, along with a couple of my friends who founded it. We won a national title. My friends will make fun of me. I'll talk about it all the time, that I won a national high school Counter-Strike championship. But I've just been playing ever since then. It kind of lights a fire in my chest when I get to compete against other people. I recently have switched my competitive game from Counter-Strike to Valorant. I personally play for Auburn's B team. I think we've been doing pretty well. We've lost a couple matches, but overall I think it's been a pretty decent season. I know a lot of our other teams are having mixed results. Some are doing great, others are not. But like I said, we host 11 different teams, so there's always a lot going on and a lot to keep up with.
If you will, tell the listeners where they can find this game room in the Student Center. Are there better times maybe to visit? And sort of like, how do you go about logging in, sort of the credentials set up there?
Yeah, so as long as you use your Auburn credentials, signing up for an account is free and should be instant. It's on the bottom floor of the Melton Student Center right next to the new Starbucks. It operates on the same hours of the Student Center. They shut everything down about half an hour before the Student Center closes. In terms of logins, yeah, use your Auburn credentials and super easy and free to sign up.
So you've talked about your favorite esports games. Can you detail for us a little bit maybe about sort of your favorite game in general, maybe in the game room, if there's one that just really stands out that you enjoy?
I think if I had to pick a non-competitive game in the game room that would be my favorite, it'd probably be Minecraft. It's just super creative, super fun to kick back, chill with your friends, do whatever you want.
If there's a student out there who might be kind of interested in visiting the game room, maybe joining esports, how might they go about doing that?
Well, you can find us. Most of our communication is done through Discord. If you go to aub.ie/esports, you can get an invite link to join our Discord, and we'd love to have you. I'd say if you are thinking about reaching out, don't be hesitant. There are a lot of people who are kind of intimidated by gaming or think that it's a space that they might not fit in well. But we are a super inclusive group of people. We got people from all sorts of backgrounds, and regardless of whether you play competitively or not, we'd love to have you. I'm sure there's part of the community that would love to accept you.
I know you're a senior, right, here at Auburn.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about sort of your experience here at Auburn, if you don't mind. I know you're going into marketing, right?
Yes, I am. I'm a marketing major. I think my experience at Auburn, which I kind of touched on a little bit before, is that Auburn is a really, really big place, but there are no shortages of small communities where you can find great friends and people will, make you feel at home. There are no shortages of families all around Auburn, in addition to just being part of the huge Auburn family. Auburn's the only school I applied to, and I'm really glad that that's the case because I have really, really enjoyed my time here.
So the Auburn family is a real thing then?
Absolutely. No matter where you go in the world, I was telling you earlier, I had a friend in an airport in China who was wearing an Auburn hat, and he got a War Eagle from a random person in the airport. So no matter where you go in the world, you will be able to find part of the Auburn family.
Anything else you might like to add for the listeners, either about esports, about the gaming room, or just about Auburn in general?
I think we pretty much covered it. Like I said, if you're interested in Auburn Esports, you can reach out to us at our email, esports@auburn.edu, or you can go to that AUB link, aub.ie/esports, to join our Discord server. We'd love to have you.
All right. Well, thanks so much again, James.
Thank you
really
for
appreciate you joining the podcast. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone listening learned a few new things and grew their knowledge of everything Auburn. Make sure to check back on our show for future episodes as we continue to look at everything that makes Auburn so special. War Eagle.
War Eagle.